Don't adjust your screen. Yes, I am looking at you. Specifically, I'm looking at your posture right now. You're probably lying down, slouching in a chair, or holding your phone with one hand while your neck is bent at a highly questionable angle. You have things to do today, important things, but instead, you clicked on this video to watch a poorly drawn stickman explain why you feel so profoundly unmotivated.
Before we go any further, be honest with me in the comments right now. Are you watching this lying flat on your back, or are you hiding from a task you're supposed to be doing?
Go ahead, type it out. I can wait. Because here's the thing. Modern society tells you that this energy-avoiding, comfort-seeking state is a moral failure. We are told to grind, to hustle, to move constantly, to optimize every waking hour. But here's the ultimate evolutionary plot twist. If our ancestors had shared your modern obsession with productivity, you wouldn't be here to feel guilty about it. Laziness isn't a glitch in the human machine. It is the primary programming. It is the exact survival strategy that saved Homo sapiens from extinction, while our hyperactive, highly industrious human cousins burned out and vanished forever. 100,000 years ago, Earth was not our kingdom. We shared this planet with at least 6 other distinct types of humans. And on paper, Homo sapiens were by far the weakest contestants in this evolutionary eviction notice. Take the Neanderthals. They were absolute physical masterpieces. Their bones were thicker, their muscle mass was devastating, and their entire bodies were built like biological fortresses designed to hunt mammoths in freezing blizzards. They didn't sit around. They were highly industrious, constantly on the move, tracking game for hundreds of miles without stopping. And then there was us, physically frail, easily sunburned, muscularly weak. If a Neanderthal and a Homo sapiens got into a wrestling match, the sapiens would be folded like a lawn chair. Yet the powerhouse Neanderthal went extinct, and the fragile, lazy stickman inherited the entire planet. Why? Because in a world of extreme food scarcity, being an overachiever is a biological suicide mission. When the Ice Age hit its absolute peak, food didn't just become scarce, it nearly disappeared. And this triggered a brutal, unforgiving mathematical showdown between 2 completely different survival strategies. The Neanderthals were so physically massive, so muscularly dense, that their bodies demanded a staggering 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day just to stay alive and warm. They were high-performance sports cars in the middle of a global fuel shortage. When food grew scarce, their instinct was to run further, hunt harder, and push their massive frames to the absolute limit, burning up their last reserves until their engines literally seized. Our ancestors looked at the same freezing blizzard outside the cave entrance and collectively decided, absolutely not. I am staying right here. Homo sapiens developed a profound evolutionary aversion to unnecessary movement. We became masters of the biological budget. If an action didn't guarantee a massive caloric return, our brains triggered an intense feeling of lethargy, what we now call laziness, to force us to sit down and stop wasting fuel. By burning only 1,500 calories a day in low-power mode, we simply waited out the overachievers. We starved them by doing nothing. And here is where the story gets genuinely strange. By refusing to waste energy on constant physical hustle, our bodies were able to fund a massive luxury evolutionary upgrade, a larger, more powerful, fuel-hungry brain. Your brain is a greedy organ. It represents only 2% of your body weight, but it demands 20% of your daily energy. It is the most expensive piece of hardware evolution has ever produced. The Neanderthals spent every available calorie on muscle. Their bodies couldn't afford to divert fuel toward a larger, more abstract neural network. They were trapped in a loop of constant physical action. But when a Homo sapiens sat perfectly still in a cave for 3 days doing absolutely nothing, their metabolic system was quietly redirecting every saved calorie upward, straight into that oversized, hungry brain. And this is the part that researchers like Dr. Daniel Lieberman at Harvard have spent years documenting. Humans are not naturally industrious. We are fundamentally, biologically engineered to be frugal with our energy. We didn't invent tools because we were driven and ambitious. We invented tools because we were desperate to find a way to work less. Because running down a deer for hours was exhausting, our well-fueled brains invented the trap. Because hand-to-hand combat with a mammoth was a high-energy catastrophe, we invented the spear thrower, so we could kill from a comfortable distance while leaning against a tree. Every great human invention, from the wheel to the washing machine to the algorithm that delivers groceries to your front door, is just a monument to our ancient, burning desire to sit perfectly still. Creativity is just laziness with a budget. And this brings us to the darkest chapter of the story. One by one, across tens of thousands of years, the other human species disappeared. Not because they were weak, not because they were unintelligent, but because they couldn't turn off. They had no biological mechanism to switch into a low-power mode during a crisis. They kept running, kept hunting, kept burning fuel at a rate the collapsing ecosystem could no longer support. Meanwhile, Homo sapiens survived the worst climate crises in Earth's history by doing something that looks, from the outside, completely unimpressive. We sat around fires for days, for weeks. We talked, we told stories, we shared information, we gossiped. We passed language from one mind to another. We allowed our bodies to rest completely while our minds quietly mapped out the future. We didn't conquer the Earth by outworking the competition. We conquered it by outresting them. We are, without any exaggeration, the apex slackers of the animal kingdom. Which brings us right back to you, lying there, scrolling, ignoring your emails, feeling that creeping sense of existential dread because you haven't done anything productive today. Look at the genuine absurdity of what we have constructed. We took a species that was engineered from the cellular level upward for strategic loafing, and we slapped business suits on them, locked them in fluorescent-lit cubicles, and demanded they perform like hyperactive Neanderthals for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year. Your boss wants you to grind, your fitness app wants you to run, the entire architecture of the modern economy wants you to burn 5,000 calories a day, chasing corporate mammoths that don't even exist. But somewhere deep in your ancient DNA, a very quiet, very wise voice is whispering, don't do it. Save the fuel. There might be a famine in November. So the next time the guilt hits, the next time you catch yourself doing absolutely nothing and feel the shame closing in, don't fight the machine. You are not being a failure. You are performing a sacred 200,000-year-old ritual of survival. You are honoring the memory of every exhausted Neanderthal who worked himself straight into extinction so that you could one day lie on a couch and watch a stickman video about it. Be proud of your heritage. Take a deep breath. And for now, staying exactly where you are isn't lazy. It's perfectly evolutionary.